Heist's dilemma. Heist, leader of the mighty gorilla gang, sat in his office, tapping his desk in contemplation. News of the attack on the Grey Wolf Gang headquarters by the 10 great assassins and a stranger, Silverback, spread like wildfire. He couldn't help but worry about what was going on. Heist called in one of his closest juniors, a guy with sharp eyes. He entered and bowed respectfully. Heist asked, "Who is Silverback?" "I am no stranger to the 10 great assassins, but Silverback is a mystery." "Boss, the situation out there is bad. The Grey Wolves were suddenly attacked and the person leading them, Silverback, no one knows who he is. He's very strong." Heist frowned, his eyes flashing with worry. "Silverback, where did he come from? Why have I never heard of him?" The junior shook his head, looking worried. "I don't know, sir, but clearly he is very strong and he is unlike anyone we have ever faced. He seems to have extraordinary skills and strength. We must be careful." Heist nodded, feeling heavy. "Okay, let's strengthen the defense. Don't let them go any deeper. We can't let the 10 great assassins and Silverback destroy everything we've built." The junior quickly left, leaving Heist standing there with so many questions and worries swirling around in his head. He didn't know who Silverback was, but one thing was clear. This stranger could change the situation of the war, and that made Heist shiver. Addressing the gang, Heist walked out, observing his juniors gathering and discussing. All the gangs know about this attack. They fear they will be the next victim. Heist said loudly for everyone to hear. "We have to be careful and be ready for any situation." A heavy atmosphere covered the entire mighty gorilla base. Heist knew that to protect his gang, he needed to understand Silverback and what he could do. Time was running out, and Heist needed to act quickly before it was too late. The Plan Eagle stood in front of a large map spread out on the table, his sharp eyes scanning every detail of the Red Lion Gang headquarters. The room was dimly lit, just enough to illuminate the solemn faces of the 10 great assassins. The air was thick with anticipation as everyone waited for Eagle's orders. "Okay, you guys have successfully completed the previous mission. Now we will attack the Red Lion Gang." Eagle began, his voice warm but full of authority. "Jackal and Falcon will be the two leading this mission." Jackal nodded, his cold eyes flashing with determination. "I'll take care of the guards outside," he said, holding the sharp iron cards firmly in his hands. Eagle continued, pointing to points on the map. "Jackal, your mission is to attack from the east. Launch your iron cards to destroy anyone standing in the way. Make sure none of them survive to raise the alarm." Jackal chuckled softly, his fingers caressing the iron cards. "Got it. They won't know what hit them." Eagle turned to Falcon, who was checking his crossbow string. "Falcon, you will support Jackal from afar. Use your crossbow to shoot down those who detect our attack. Make sure no one detects us until it is too late." Falcon nodded, his eyes shining in the dim light. "I will do my job." Eagle pointed to the remaining locations on the map. The remainder of the 10 great assassins will divide into 3 groups. The first group, led by Lionheart and Bearclaw, will attack from the north. The second group, led by Tigerclaw and Hawkeye, will approach from the west. Silverback will lead the final group to attack from the south. Everyone was silent, concentrating on listening to the plan. Eagle continued, "We will attack simultaneously, creating chaos and dividing their forces. Remember, do not massacre those who surrender. Our main goal is to take down or destroy Willu." The special mission Heist stood before Silverback, his eyes serious but full of trust. He assigned a special mission to Silverback, directly confronting Willu, one of the 4 heroes and the strongest member of the Red Lion Gang. Willu is an extremely strong man. No one here is his opponent. Only you can defeat him. Eagle began, his voice full of weight. He possesses Thunderstorm Fist, famous for its outstanding strength and internal power. Silverback, you should not underestimate him. Silverback nodded, his eyes cold but determined. "I understand, boss. I won't let you down." The whole team walked out of the secret headquarters and into the dense night. The dark night became their close companion, hiding their every step. Darkness enveloped them. Only the sound of the wind whistling through the trees and the gentle sound of feet stepping on the wet ground could be heard. Silverback took the lead, his sharp eyes like an eagle scanning every corner. He felt the tension and determination from his teammates. The whole group moved like a perfect formation, each step steady and sure. Approaching the fortress, as the 10 great assassins approached the headquarters of the Red Lion gang, the atmosphere grew increasingly tense. The gang's headquarters was a formidable fortress, heavily guarded with high walls and strategically placed guard posts. Headlights swept across the grounds, casting long shadows and ensuring no intruder could slip in undetected. The assassins divided into small groups, each captain giving final instructions before commencing the attack. Everyone understood their tasks, knowing that coordination between the groups would be the key to their success. Jackal and Falcon moved silently towards the east entrance. Jackal's iron cards glinted faintly in the moonlight as he prepared to eliminate the guards. Falcon positioned himself on a nearby rooftop, crossbow at the ready. As they neared the headquarters, Jackal threw dozens of iron cards at the guards. The cards flew like the wind, slicing through the carotid arteries of their targets. Blood spurted out, and the guards fell to the ground, dead before they could utter a sound. Those who remained standing were swiftly dispatched by Falcon's arrows, each shot precise and deadly. The scene unfolded in a split second, a silent flurry of lethal efficiency. No sound was heard other than the whisper of cards and arrows cutting through the air. Jackal and Falcon pressed forward, clearing the way for the rest of the team. Attack from the east. Once the first guards were cleared, Jackal and Falcon signaled their teammates to advance. They moved like ghosts, gliding through dark corners, leaving no trace. Falcon continuously fired arrows, taking down any enemy that appeared in sight. Jackal continued to use his iron cards, attacking enemies at close range. Advancing deeper into the headquarters, they encountered a larger group of guards. Jackal quickly released a series of iron cards, creating a deadly steel storm. The cards flew quickly, hitting the guards' necks, chests, and heads, leaving them unable to react. Falcon also did not stop shooting. Each arrow hit its target, quickly defeating each guard. In the dim light, the images of Jackal and Falcon were like phantoms, moving quickly and precisely. They left no opportunity for the enemy to counterattack. The last breaths of the guards mixed into the dark night, creating a terrifying and powerful scene. The attack from the east went perfectly, paving the way for the 10 great assassins and Silverback to advance deeper into the Red Lion gang's headquarters. The remaining enemies did not know what had attacked them, only sensing the presence of invisible assassins in the night. Jackal and Falcon led the attack with precision and determination, gradually paving the way for their teammates to enter the center of the headquarters. This battle would not be easy, but they were prepared to face any challenge. Attack from the north. Lionheart and Bearclaw approached the Red Lion gang's headquarters from the north, where guards stood watch. The dim light of the new moon shone down, creating long, dark shadows scattered everywhere. The space was quiet, only the sound of the wind whistling through the tree branches. Lionheart, with a majestic appearance, signaled Bearclaw to get ready. He gripped his 2 short sabers tightly, feeling the readiness and determination in every breath. Bearclaw, with his huge body and extraordinary strength, lifted his spear, ready to rush into battle. They moved gently, step by step, closer to the guards. Lionheart took the lead, his sharp eyes not missing any detail. When he was only a few meters away from the first group of guards, Lionheart signaled Bearclaw to attack. Bearclaw stepped forward, each step making a heavy sound. He threw the spear straight at a guard, causing him to collapse instantly. Before the other guards could react, Bearclaw launched the next powerful stabs, knocking them down one by one. Lionheart did not delay either. He rushed in, his 2 short sabers sparkling in the moonlight. Each of Lionheart's slashes was precise, quickly defeating the opponent. The guards had no chance to resist, only having time to see Lionheart's majestic figure before falling. They pushed deeper into the headquarters, facing a larger and better equipped group of guards. Lionheart took the lead, using his intelligence and skill to cope. He used his 2 short sabers flexibly, cutting down each guard with lightning-fast movements. Bearclaw used his unparalleled strength to create panic in enemy ranks. He rotated his spear and attacked continuously, not giving his opponents time to reorganize their formation. Silenced screams rang out as each soldier was defeated. The attack from the north was fierce. Lionheart and Bearclaw worked together perfectly, each taking advantage of their strengths to destroy their opponents. Lionheart's majesty combined with Bearclaw's brutal strength created a nightmare for the Red Lion gang. As they advanced deeper into the center area, the guards became more and more panicked. No one could have imagined that the attackers would be so strong and determined. Lionheart and Bearclaw did not stop, continuing to advance with the determination not to leave a single enemy alive. Every time Lionheart swung his sword, light flashed in the darkness, sparks of blood flying. Bearclaw, with its powerful thrusts, terrified its enemies. The combination of skill and strength created an unstoppable force, clearing all obstacles on the way to the heart of the Red Lion gang's headquarters. Lionheart and Bearclaw completed their mission, paving the way for the 10 great assassins to advance deeper. Their brutality and determination left a deep mark in the hearts of their enemies, making it impossible for the Red Lion gang to forget this terrible night. Attack from the west. Tigerclaw and Hawkeye approached the Red Lion gang's headquarters from the west. Darkness covered the area, creating a tense and oppressive atmosphere. The two moved quickly and quietly, taking advantage of the shadows to hide their movements. Tigerclaw gripped the chain tightly, feeling its sturdiness and flexibility in his hands. Hawkeye also held a similar chain, his sharp eyes not missing any movement around him. They approached the gate to the headquarters area, where a group of guards stood watch. Tigerclaw signaled Hawkeye to prepare. Hawkeye nodded, eyes fixed on the target. With perfect synchronization, they rushed to attack. Tigerclaw swung his chain, spinning it in the air like a giant snake. The chain wrapped around a guard's neck, pulling him to the ground. Before the other guards could react, Hawkeye attacked with his chain, wrapping it tightly around another guard and pulling hard, knocking him down instantly. The remaining guards panicked and drew their weapons. But Tigerclaw and Hawkeye didn't give them a chance. They continued to swing their chains, attacking with incredible speed and precision. Their chains were like deadly serpents, wrapping around their opponents' necks, legs, and arms, pulling them down and incapacitating them one by one. The attack from the west was extremely fierce. Tigerclaw and Hawkeye worked together perfectly, each taking advantage of their strengths to attack their opponents. Their flexibility and grace prevented the guards from reacting in time, and they were quickly defeated. Tigerclaw, with his powerful chain swings, brutally knocked down his opponents. His chain wrapped tightly around a guard's neck, pulling hard and twisting tightly, causing him to suffocate and collapse. Hawkeye was no less fierce. He rotated his chain, creating deadly circles, wrapping around the legs and arms of his enemies, pulling them down and destroying them instantly. As they advanced deeper into the headquarters, the guards became more and more panicked. Tigerclaw and Hawkeye did not stop, continuing to advance with the determination not to leave a single enemy alive. Every time Tigerclaw swung his chain, light flashed in the darkness, sparks of blood flying. Hawkeye, with his precise chain swings, struck terror into his enemies. The combination of skill and strength created an unstoppable force, clearing all obstacles on the way to the heart of the Red Lion gang's headquarters. Attack from the south. Silverback advanced from the south, a lone shadow in the night. The dim moonlight shone down, highlighting his strong and powerful physique. Silverback's steps were light but steady, moving straight forward without hesitation. His fighting instincts were always ready, each sense strained to detect any movement around him. When approaching the first group of guards, Silverback did not hesitate. He rushed to attack with incredible speed and strength. Silverback threw a powerful punch, creating a resounding sound as his fist made contact with his opponent's body. The first guard was sent flying several meters away, collapsing to the ground without even having time to cry out. The other guards immediately pulled out their weapons, but Silverback quickly turned around and delivered more powerful kicks, knocking them down one by one. Not giving the enemy a chance to counterattack, Silverback continued to advance, using his superior strength and skills. He utilized every attack, from thunderous punches to powerful kicks and elbows. Each of Silverback's blows was precise and powerful, leaving any enemy he faced unable to stand. While the guards tried to surround him, Silverback remained calm and focused. He turned around to avoid their attacks, then immediately counterattacked with unbelievable strength. Silverback's single punch could break an opponent's ribs, a kick could send them flying several meters away. Silverback moved deeper into the headquarters of the Red Lion gang, his every step leaving a bold mark. The remaining guards began to panic, realizing that they were facing an enemy that could not be defeated. Although they tried to reorganize their ranks and counterattack, it was all in vain before Silverback's overwhelming strength. As Silverback approached the center of the headquarters, a group of more elite guards appeared. They had heard about his strength and were well prepared to deal with him. But even they couldn't stop Silverback. With fast and precise attacks, Silverback took down each guard with ease. He used skillful fighting techniques, combining strength and agility, creating an unstoppable storm. The battle dragged on, but Silverback did not lose any strength. He continued to advance, leaving behind the motionless bodies of his enemies. With each step, Silverback got closer to his ultimate goal, determined to let no one stand in his way. The headquarters of the Red Lion gang began to shake under Silverback's power and might, signaling the inevitable end. Converging forces. The attack on the Red Lion gang headquarters took place in the dark of night, when the 10 great assassins penetrated deep into their opponent's headquarters. Jackal and Falcon advanced from the east, while Lionheart and Bearclaw approached from the north. They converged in a long and narrow hallway, where the weak light from the wall lamps only added to the tense atmosphere. Suddenly, from the shadows, Weelu appeared. He stood there, his eyes cold and determined, a formidable presence in the dimly lit corridor. Undeterred, Weelu stepped forward, ready to face the 4 masters of the 10 great assassins. Weelu, Jackal spoke, his eyes sharp. "You can't stop us," Weelu smirked, a smile full of confidence. "I will see how strong you are." The clash begins. Weelu charged forward, unleashing a thunderstorm fist punch, creating a powerful gust of wind. Jackal dodged, but Weelu promptly followed with a strong kick to Falcon's body, causing him to take a few steps back. Weelu did not let his opponent rest, continuing to attack with powerful punches and kicks. Lionheart and Bearclaw coordinated attacks from both sides, but Weelu, with his superior skills and strength, blocked and counterattacked effectively. Weelu's punches were as strong as sledgehammers, and his kicks as fast as lightning, forcing the 4 experts to constantly dodge and defend. Jackal launched sharp iron cards, but Weelu quickly dodged, only being grazed by the flesh. The cards couldn't touch the target, causing Jackal to change tactics. Falcon continued to shoot poisonous arrows, but Weelu still moved flexibly, dodging easily. A fierce battle. The confrontation dragged on, with the dim moonlight illuminating the fierce scene. Despite facing 4 opponents, Weelu maintained his position, seemingly dominating the 4 masters of the 10 great assassins. He unleashed powerful punches and kicks, forcing his opponents to continuously step back. Lionheart and Bearclaw tried to close in from both sides, but each time they advanced, Weelu responded with a thunderstorm fist, creating powerful gusts of wind that pushed them back. Jackal and Falcon launched long-distance attacks from the front, but couldn't reach Weelu. Weelu smirked, his eyes full of challenge. "You are not strong enough," he said, his voice filled with arrogance. "I have fought for many years. I am not easily defeated." Dominance and defiance, Weelu's punches and kicks became more powerful, creating whirlwinds that swept away the ashes of the fire. Lionheart tried to approach Weelu from the left, but was knocked away by a strong punch to the chest. Bearclaw charged from behind, but Weelu turned around, delivering a kick to the head that forced Bearclaw back. Jackal and Falcon, despite their best efforts, still couldn't defeat Weelu. They knew this opponent was truly strong and couldn't be underestimated. Weelu continued to dominate, creating powerful and accurate attacks, causing the 4 masters of the 10 great assassins to struggle to cope. Finally, Weelu stood there, out of breath but still full of confidence. "You will pay the price for daring to attack the Red Lion," he said, his eyes blazing. "I will show you what true power is." The 4 masters of the 10 great assassins, despite fighting hard, still couldn't defeat Weelu. The war in the night continued, with tension and fierceness constantly increasing. The battle intensifies. As the battle raged on, the corridor became a battlefield of sheer will and determination. Wilu's superior technique and overwhelming power forced the 10 great assassins to dig deep into their reserves of strength and skill. Lionheart, seeing an opportunity, feigned an attack from the left, drawing Wilu's attention. At the same time, Bearclaw charged from the right with his spear, aiming for Wilu's midsection. Wilu anticipated the maneuver, deflecting Lionheart's attack and spinning around to deliver a bone-crushing kick to Bearclaw, sending him sprawling. Jackal and Falcon, not to be outdone, launched a coordinated attack. Jackal's iron cards flew with lethal precision, while Falcon's arrows whistled through the air. Wilu dodged and parried with astounding agility, each movement a testament to his mastery of combat. The overwhelming battle. The battle at the Red Lion headquarters grew more intense than ever. Wilu, with his superior strength and skill, forced the 4 masters of the 10 great assassins, Jackal, Falcon, Lionheart, and Bearclaw, to retreat. Even though they coordinated attacks from many sides, they still could not subdue Wilu, who stood like an impenetrable wall. Suddenly, a cold and majestic voice rang out from behind the 4 masters. "This is truly extraordinary. You 4, please stay back. I want to test his strength." Wilu looked closely at the person who spoke, his eyes filled with curiosity and pride. "Are you Silverback?" he asked. Silverback stepped forward, his eyes sharp and confident. "Yes," he replied. Without another word, the two rushed at each other like opposing storms. The 4 masters of the 10 great assassins quickly retreated, creating space for this fateful match. Without hesitation, Wilu unleashed a thunderstorm fist punch, creating a strong and powerful wind. Silverback, no less prepared, also unleashed a powerful punch of his own. Clash of Titans. The 2 fists collided, creating a powerful shockwave that shattered the windows and made the surrounding air vibrate. This collision demonstrated not only their physical strength, but also the mental struggle between 2 skilled warriors. Wilu and Silverback were both pushed back by the shock force, but they quickly regained their balance. Wilu looked at Silverback with more serious eyes than ever. He knew that the opponent in front of him was not to be underestimated. Silverback advanced without hesitation, throwing lightning-fast punches and kicks. Wilu responded with powerful attacks, creating swirling winds around him. Each blow from both carried destructive power, causing the ground beneath their feet to shake. The match between Silverback and Wilu unfolded as a display of strength and skill. Silverback launched consecutive attacks, but Wilu, with his experience and strength, defended and counterattacked effectively. Both were like wild animals, fighting with all their might and determination. Intense combat. Wilu launched a strong kick to Silverback's chest, but Silverback quickly dodged and counterattacked with a punch to Wilu's face. Wilu was pushed back, but without giving his opponent a chance, he immediately counterattacked with another thunderstorm fist punch. Silverback blocked the attack and counterattacked with a spinning kick, causing Wilu to take a few steps back. But Wilu did not flinch and continued to attack with powerful punches and kicks. The match lasted for a long time, both evenly matched, with neither willing to give in. Their punches, kicks, and strikes created rumbling noises in the night, making the surrounding atmosphere even more tense and fierce. Wilu and Silverback, 2 warriors with unrivaled strength, continued their confrontation into the night, witnessed by the 4 masters of the 10 great assassins and the entire Red Lion gang. This battle was not only a struggle for victory, but also a confrontation of will and courage. Unyielding resolve. The match between Silverback and Wilu continued with increasing tension and fierceness. Every punch, every kick, every move carried destructive power, creating resounding sounds in the night. The 2 warriors fought like fierce beasts in the deep forest, neither willing to give way. A test of endurance. Silverback and Wilu clashed repeatedly, their movements a blur of speed and power. Each strike was met with a counter-strike, each block followed by a swift retaliation. The ground beneath their feet cracked and splintered from the force of their blows. Gradually, the differences began to appear. Even though the match was long, Silverback did not show any signs of fatigue. On the contrary, the more he fought, the stronger he seemed to become. Silverback's strength seemed to constantly increase, his internal power seemingly endless. On the other hand, Wilu began to show signs of weakness. His punches and kicks were no longer as powerful as before. Wilu's breathing became heavy, each attack bringing with it obvious fatigue. Silverback noticed this change, but he did not relent, continuing to attack with great tenacity and determination. The turning point, Willu gasped, clearly feeling his strength waning. He stopped for a moment, his eyes full of surprise and disbelief. The more you fight, the stronger you become. Your internal power doesn't seem to change. Perhaps your internal power is even stronger than before. Silverback paused, considering Willu's words. He thought to himself, why is that? I can't answer this question. Despite the lack of an answer, Silverback remained resolute. He knew that his mission was more important than anything else. Silverback continued to attack, his punches powerful and his moves precise. Willu tried to resist, but his strength had decreased significantly. Silverback's punches were like thunderbolts, pushing Willu back step by step. Willu threw one final thunderstorm fist punch, but the power of the punch was greatly reduced. Silverback easily blocked the attack and countered with a kick to Willu's chest, knocking him to the ground. The end of the battle. Willu tried to stand up, but his strength was exhausted. Silverback stepped forward, his cold eyes looking down at Willu. He knew that this match was over. Willu, with ragged breath, looked at Silverback and admitted, "You are indeed stronger than I thought. But why? Why do you have such strength?" Silverback had no answer. He only knew that he must continue on his path, no matter how many mysteries remained unsolved. He turned and left Willu, leaving behind a vanquished enemy and unanswered questions. This match was not only a confrontation between two warriors, but also a step forward in Silverback's journey of self-discovery. Aftermath and reflection. As Silverback walked away, the four masters of the 10 great assassins approached him. Jackal, Falcon, Lionheart, and Bearclaw had witnessed the incredible battle and were both awed and inspired by Silverback's strength. Lionheart spoke first, his voice filled with admiration. "You fought like a true warrior, Silverback. Your strength and determination are unparalleled." Jackal nodded in agreement. "Willu was one of their strongest, yet you defeated him with a power we've never seen before. How do you do it?" Silverback shook his head, his eyes thoughtful. "I don't know. There are many questions about my past and my abilities that I cannot answer. But I know that I must keep moving forward." The Red Lion Gang's surrender with Willu defeated, the remaining members of the Red Lion Gang were demoralized. Seeing their strongest warrior fall had broken their spirit. The gang members who had been watching the battle from a distance began to lay down their weapons, realizing that further resistance was futile. Silverback stood at the center of the courtyard, looking over the fallen gang members and the subdued atmosphere. He felt a mix of triumph and uncertainty. This victory was significant, but it also raised more questions about his abilities and his past.